Lesson 15.8 is parallel and perpendicular lines. Let's talk about parallel first. Parallel lines are lines that never touch. They are going to have the exact same slope. Same slopes. So I would find the slope of this line. This is y-intercept of -3, and it looks like I could go to here, up to right 1. So any other line I would make, let's say I want a y-intercept of 4, if I went up to right 1, I'm going to have another line be parallel. Same thing if I start down here at -10, and then I did the same pattern of up to right 1, up to right 1, up to right 1. The lines would never touch or cross. So they'll have the same exact slope. Perpendicular lines are lines that intersect to form right angles. They, of course, do not have the exact same slope. I want to show you that if this has, let's see, a slope, this is the same line, right? Yep, up to right 1. If this is up to right 1, we're going to have negative reciprocal slopes. So that is a two-word thing here. Negative meaning it's the opposite sign. Reciprocal means flip. So you flip top to bottom. So if this slope was 2, the next slope should be a negative, and then this is 2/1, flip it to make 1/2. So I'm going to start here again at -3 and go down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2. Nope, I didn't go right 2. Up 1, left 2. And then my line will look something like that. And this should be forming 90s. And so some examples are, what if I had a slope of 1/3 for my first line? Then perpendicular to that would be a negative, flip it, and it would be 3. Let's say you had a slope of 0. That's a horizontal line. Well, perpendicular to that would be a vertical line, which has undefined. So those two are perpendicular. If I had a slope of 1, so that's a line just going up 1, right 1. Well, you can't flip 1. 1/1 is still 1/1, but you would make it negative. So 1 and -1 slope would be perpendicular. So on the next page, we'll have our actual problems. It says find the slope of a line parallel to the line whose equation is this. Fully simplify your answer. So if we have 18x plus 15y equaling 90, we don't yet have the slope. This is actually standard form. And standard form is 8x plus by equals c. Something x plus or minus something y equals a constant. You have to solve for y to get it into y equals mx plus b so that you have m, which is slope. So think about if this was an 18x, but it was just 18. You should know how to solve this. You would tell me, okay, subtract 18 first. And then since you have 15 times y equals, what is that, 72, you would divide by 15. And I don't care about what that number is. But here, you're doing the same thing.
Your attention, please.
So I'm going to subtract 18x first. But the difference is I can't take 90 minus 18 since this has an x. So I would put negative 18x and then plus 90 since the 90 was positive, and then I'm dividing by 15. That would cancel. So then I need to simplify this fraction. I can divide by 3, so that'd be negative 6/5 x. And then this, I think, is 6. Yeah. But I don't really care about that. All I care about is the slope of this line. Well, if the slope of this line is going down 6, right 5, another line parallel to it would do that same thing. So the other line would have a slope of negative 6/5. All right, number 2. Number 2 says find the slope of a line perpendicular to the line whose equation is 6x minus 9y equals 216. Fully simplify your answer. So we're doing the exact same thing, but now we want it to be a perpendicular line. So we've got to do the negative reciprocal slope. But again, this is in standard form, so we would have to take it and convert it or change it into y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to subtract the 6x, and I don't put it right underneath, I stagger it. I bring down my negative 9y equals, I'm going to put negative 6x first because that's going to be with my slope, then plus 216. Then divide everything by negative 9. So that would become y equals, you want to simplify 6/9, you can divide by a 3, so that would become 2/3, and it would be positive. And then 216 divided by negative 9 is negative 24. But again, we don't really care about that because all I need to know is the slope. So if the slope of this line is positive 2/3, the slope of my other line would need to be a negative and then flip the fraction to be negative 3/2. And that's all you have to do on that one. And then number 3 is multiple choice. It says the line represented by these equations are they the same, perpendicular, parallel, or neither parallel or nor perpendicular? That would mean they're going to maybe intersect, but they're not going to intersect to form 90 or right angles, right? Okay, so on this one I would have to solve for y. All I have to do is add the 3x over. So that would be y equals positive 3x minus 4. So the slope of that is 3. And then this one is already in y equals mx plus b. The slope is negative 3. So I have one line that's going to be going up 3, right 1, up 3, right 1, and another one going down 3, right 1. Something like that. So they are going to cross, but they're not going to make perfectly right angles. And my picture is just an approximate, but they're going to be more where this angle's smaller maybe and this one's bigger. So those are not negative reciprocals, so they would be neither parallel nor perpendicular.